Okay, y'all, welcome. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Rastas Book Club. Today we will continue our book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We have already covered the first four chapters. Um, and so today we will be going into chapters 5 and 6. All right. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. Okay. All right. So, chapter 5, specialized knowledge, personal experience or observations. Chapter 5 challenges one of the most common assumptions about success, that having a large amount of general knowledge automatically makes someone successful. Hill argues that knowledge becomes economically valuable only when it's organized and directed towards a specific purpose. I'm sorry, y'all, my allergies is cutting up on me a little bit. The distinction is important. Someone can have several degrees and still struggle financially. Another person may have limited formal education but understands sales, real estate, technology, marketing, or another valuable skill extremely well and build significant wealth. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome to Ross's Book Club. Okay. The difference is not simply how much someone knows. The difference is how effectively that knowledge is applied. Hill separates knowledge into general knowledge and specialized knowledge. General knowledge may make you well informed. Specialized knowledge allows you to solve specific problems. Okay? Businesses and customers generally pay for solutions. This chapter also introduces an important principle for entrepreneurs. You don't have to personally know everything. Okay, a successful business owner does not need to become an accountant, attorney, marketer, designer, software developer, salesperson, and operations expert. Instead, the person needs to know what knowledge is required and how to access it. Okay? That knowledge may come from employees, consultants, mentors, business partners, books, classes, professional organizations, or a mastermind group. Hey now, say now. Hill also empathizes continuous education. Learning should not end after high school or college. Okay? Successful people continue developing new skills because industries, technology, markets, and customer needs continuously change. The key question is not simply, how educated am I? Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome to Ross's Book Club. I see y'all coming in. The better question is, what knowledge can I organize and apply to achieve my goal? Okay, so I want to discuss a couple things before I get into the key takeaways here. Okay, so just recently, I heard individuals say, like, I understand that, like, being a CEO and an entrepreneur and all that can be hard work. Thank y'all for the hearts. I appreciate that so much. But if you want to have a successful business, it is definitely about your mindset, and deciding that that is something that you want for yourself or you want for your family. Um, you know, now also, one thing that I learned a while ago is you're always a student. If you want to be successful, you're always a student. And I do have to reference another book for that, which is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I will be doing that book again at some point. I started it last year. I finished it as a stream, but I would like to revisit that book into the book club series. So I will do that so that y'all have a little more information on that specifically. But it does talk about, you're never too old to be a student. Thank y'all so much for the taps. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Welcome in. Let me bring this down. Welcome. Okay, because I couldn't really see. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to go into another point here. Henry Ford was not the most educated man, but he was very strategic in making sure that, the people around him did, well, essentially that he had access to that information. Do I multi-stream? Essentially, I'm not currently doing that. I am on 2 different devices, but it is something that I will do in the future. Okay. So I'm going to go into the key takeaways. All right. The key takeaways is 1, knowledge alone is not power. Okay. Knowledge becomes valuable when it's organized and applied. Specialized knowledge can make you more valuable in the marketplace. All right. You do not need to personally know everything. All right. Knowing where to obtain information is a valuable skill. Mentors, experts, employees, and partners can expand your knowledge. Formal education is only one source of specialized knowledge. Continuous learning is necessary for long-term success. All right. Knowledge should ultimately solve a problem or create value. All right. Consuming information without applying it can become another form of procrastination. And boy, oh boy, procrastination is quite an issue, isn't it? But procrastination is for another chapter, for another time, for another day. So I'm gonna get into some quotes here, y'all, for chapter 5. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intentionally directed. Successful men in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose. I just want to pause and really get into quote number 2. Knowledge will not attract money unless it's organized and intelligently directed, actually. Intelligently and intentionally. I think that they both are very important. And also knowing that the knowledge alone is not enough. I think that we all know a lot of people that have degrees And a lot of them are not even using those degrees, and we know so many successful people, celebrities and things like that who are millionaires, billionaires that probably have 10th grade education. So it's definitely more than just the knowledge alone. Okay. So I'm going to get into some reflection questions for specialized knowledge, and then we're going to move into chapter 6. Okay. And this is just something to kind of help y'all think. Y'all can write them down later if you want and revisit these questions. All right. First question. What valuable knowledge do you already possess? What could someone realistically pay you to teach, explain, create, organize, or solve? What skill would increase what skill would increase your earning potential the most if you developed it? Now that's a really good one, actually. It's so many people that all they have to do is just a little bit. They already have it. They just need it to be developed. They already have the skill. All right. Are you learning because you need the knowledge or because learning feels safer than starting? Woo. I think that hit me right. Right there. Where are you over-educating yourself instead of taking action? Who already possesses knowledge that could shorten your learning curve? What areas of your business or career should you delegate rather than personally master? See, and with that being said, that who, it's so many like book references in here. It's crazy. So in the key takeaways, it definitely mentioned about having mentors, experts, employees, and partners. So that definitely went into the who already possesses knowledge that could shorten your learning curve. So I really want that to be something that y'all keep in mind. And for this chapter, as a discussion question, I'm going to leave y'all with this one. Do people sometimes hide behind education because taking another course feels safer than risking failure in the real world? All right. Okay. Now, before we move into chapter 6, y'all have any questions, comments, anything y'all want to add? Okay. All right. Okay. Moving right along. Okay. Chapter 6. Imagination. One of my favorite chapters. All right. Imagination. The workshop of the mind. For y'all that are just entering, I want to thank y'all for joining me. This is Rastas Book Club. The name of the book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We are now on chapter 6, Imagination. Thank y'all so much for the taps. I appreciate that so much. I'm going to just dive right on in here. All right, the workshop of the mind. Okay, y'all, so chapter 6 focuses on imagination as the place where desire begins turning into practical ideas and plans. Hill calls imagination the workshop of the mind. He divides imagination into two categories: synthetic imagination and creative imagination. Okay? Synthetic imagination involves rearranging existing ideas into something useful. Most successful businesses are not completely new inventions. Okay? Restaurants already existed before countless new restaurants concepts were created. Coaching existed before online coaching. Books existed before ebooks. Hotels existed before, let's just say, I don't know if I could really say the platforms, but I'm going to say it anyway. Like Airbnb and, booking.com and all that sort of thing. Those home sharing platforms. Clothing existed before modern fashion brands. Okay? The opportunity often comes from improving, improving, combining, repositioning, or delivering an existing idea differently. Okay? Creative imagination. I just realized I do not have my glasses on and they are not with me. Oh, yes, they are. Creative imagination refers more to inspiration, intuition, and original ideas that seem to appear suddenly. All right. Hill argues that both types of imagination become stronger through use. This chapter is especially important for entrepreneurs because it challenges the belief that money is always the first thing needed to create wealth. Okay? Sometimes the first source is an idea. I think majority of the time it's an idea. What y'all think? Y'all double tap if y'all agree. Put some hearts in the comments. If you had an idea and then all of a sudden somebody rolled out your idea, you was like, I was thinking about doing that. All right. An idea can become a business. Experience can become consulting. Knowledge can become a course. A personal story can become a book. A skill can become a service. A community can become an audience. An audience can become a customer base. A problem can become a profitable solution. Hill encourages the reader to stop seeing current resources as permanent limitations. Instead, the reader should ask, what could I create? What could I improve? What already exists that I could deliver differently? Imagination is where desire, specialized knowledge, and opportunity come together. All right. For y'all that are just coming in, welcome, welcome. This is Rastas Book Club. We are discussing chapter 5 of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. All right. And this is chapter 6, Imagination. I have just went over the summary, and I'm going to dive right into the key takeaways. Okay. Key takeaways. Every business starts as an idea. Imagination helps transform desire into plans. You do not have to invent something completely new. Existing ideas can be improved or repositioned. Problems can reveal profitable opportunities. Okay? Experience can be converted into products or services. Specialized knowledge becomes more valuable when combined with creativity. All right, imagination becomes stronger when actively used. Your current financial resources do not necessarily determine your future potential. So that's something I really want y'all to keep in mind, actually. Many profitable ideas begin by observing what people need, dislike, or struggle with. Like me, not having my glasses. Or contacts for that matter. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right into the quotes. All right, the imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. I'm going to repeat that. The imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. Hey, it's the workshop. It starts with imagination. Okay. All right. Quote number 2. Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes. Thank y'all for the taps. All right. Last quote. Man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of his imagination. Welcome in, y'all. Thank y'all for the taps. All right. For y'all that are just coming in, welcome to Rastas Book Club. We are on chapter 6, Imagination. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And we're going to go ahead and dive right into the reflection questions. Okay. Now, these questions are something that you can go back and write down. They're thought-provoking. It definitely will give you something to think about. So, I'm going to get right into it. Have you ever had a strong idea, but you talked yourself out of pursuing it? I think most of us can say, yeah, right? Yeah. I get so many ideas, and that's why I started doing consulting, because when people tell me about things that they're working on, you know, I'm able to give them ideas just out of what they're able to share with me. Now, I haven't done everything, but I definitely became a serial entrepreneur because I would get so many different ideas or ways to expand the business I already have. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat that again. Have you ever had a strong idea but talked yourself out of pursuing it? Okay. Next question. What stopped you? Welcome in, y'all. Welcome to my book club. If you're just coming in, I am live streaming on multiple platforms at the moment, but I just want to say welcome in, everybody. Okay, we're gonna get into the next question. What problem do people around you repeatedly complain about? Is it money? Just throwing something out there. Maybe not. Could that problem become a product, service, or business? And the reason why I say that is because, look, now we have what? Cash App, Zelle. Right? Those were ideas. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. What skill, experience, story, knowledge, or connection are you currently underusing? Okay. What could you create from knowledge you already possess? Are you waiting for more money when what you really need is a better strategy? All right, now. What existing product or service could you improve? All right. So those are the main questions. All right. Here's the final question for chapter 6. If you had to generate income using only your current knowledge, skills, and relationships, what would you create? All right, and this is the question for imagination, right? Are most people truly lacking opportunities, or are they overlooking opportunities because they have not trained themselves to think creatively? That's something that you really got to ask yourself. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the last 4 chapters that we just covered and ask a question. Y'all can revisit this if y'all want. Okay. Faith asks, do I believe the goal is possible? Auto suggestion asks, what am I repeatedly telling myself about the goal? Specialized knowledge asks, what do I need to learn, or who do I need to know? And I pause every time on that. I'm going to tell y'all why. And imagination asks, how can I turn what I know into an opportunity? So here's the thing. So how can I turn what I know into an opportunity? You know, like I said, a lot of times we definitely do have to revisit the knowledge that we have and who we know. Um, what do I need to learn? Or who do I need to know? That is what I always pause on who, because sometimes it's not always how. It's not always what. Sometimes it's just who. Sometimes it's really just who. And a lot of successful people will say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I can't tell y'all how many jobs or how many opportunities or how many places, how many where someone has literally said to me, it's who you know, not what you know. Because sometimes I just get so, like, I want to dive into things like, okay, you know, I'm really and I am genuinely interested in learning. So when they say that, it's like, okay, so it's not necessary, but I still want to know. But those are some discussion questions for chapters 3 through 6. I just wanted to revisit with you all. I do want to thank y'all so much for joining me for Rastas Book Club. Every Thursday at 8:30. I realize the flyer is at 8 p.m., but it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So I will make sure I update that as well. Y'all feel free if y'all have any questions or comments or anything. Definitely add them in the chat. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay. I look forward to our next chapters. All right. Until next time.